Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, we are from class 4 academic reading. My name is Wahyu Nur Azizah and my friend Anindya, Vara, Maharani and Luthfiyah Lestari. We will present the results of our discussion about analyzing strategies for reading academic texts, and we chose an article entitled English in the Primary School. In strategies for academic reading text, there are 3 stages. The first is before reading, the second is during reading, and the third is after reading. The first is before reading. The reason why we choose to read the text entitled English in the Primary School, we are interested in the subject in the text because it is to understand the development of primary school children in learning English, which is very useful for us as prospective teachers to understand the development of children's English learning. And then we want to know detailed information about the reading of the text, and we want to know the author's views on this text. The next, we'll look at the title in the text to predict the topics that are in the text. If we don't see the title, we don't know what the topic is. The next is on the topic. We already know this topic, which is about development of children in learning English in primary school. The next is what we want to find in the text entitled English in the Primary School is how is the process of development of primary school children in learning English, because we as prospective teachers need to know how the development process of primary school children in learning English. The next is words or phrase related to the topic that we might find in the text are child development, learning English, and reading. And the next is during reading, which will be sent by Luthfiyah Lestari.
The second is reading. Before we read the text, we have to survey the text first. While reading a text, we have to predict about the structure, what is the text talking about, and etc. There is some way to predict what the text is about. At this point, we sure that the writer is talking about a boy named Jeffrey who started painting from young and telling the meaning of the picture. For the next is general idea. This text is mainly talk about Jeffrey who can write when he was in the ages of 4 and start to writing as he grew up until 7 years old. But overall, Jeffrey was not the brilliantly academic type of child. Even he was not a smart children in academic, but his painting is perfect. The next is the reaction. This text tells us about how English in the primary school was made, especially in Jeffrey, who between the ages of 4.5 and 7 years. This text is interesting because we can see the growth of the children about English in primary school. The main idea in this text is mainly talk about Jeffrey, who can write when he was in the ages of 4 and start to writing as he grew up until 7 years old. Overall, Jeffrey was not the brilliantly academic type of child. Even he was not a smart children in academic, but his painting is perfect. Some vocabulary that I have found in this text entitled English in the Primary School is declare, imagination, necessity, reach, measure, vigorous, and adapted. For the next is a difficult sentence. In this text, we found one sentence that we think is difficult to understand. In finding the meaning of the vocabulary, we can use the function of the word itself. For example, in a sentence, while he was drawing a picture of this, giving his mother unmistakable hair, he was thinking deeply about it, for he must have been wondering how to record the mood of the moment in words. In the word unmistakable hair, we can use the meaning of the word mistake in the word unmistakable, and use the addition of the word un to show no. So the meaning of the sentence is not wrong. For the next is after reading and will be presented by Anindya.
Okay, the next is after reading. We found several new words which we think will be useful for us in the future. The first is declare. It is the verb, and the meaning is to make known or state clearly, especially in explicit or formal terms. And the example in the sentence is to declare one's position in a controversy. And there is a several meaning. It is announce, argue, and claim. And the second is imagination. Imagination is a noun, and the meaning is the action or process of forming such image or concept. The example in a sentence is a job that requires imagination. The similar meaning is fantasy, idea, image, etc. And then the third word is necessity. It is a noun, and the meaning is the state or fact of being necessary or inevitable. The example in the sentence is to face the necessity of testifying in court. There is a several meaning: essential, obligation, and prerequisite. And then the next word is reach. It is a verb, and the meaning is to come to or arrive at in some course of progress, action, etc. And in example in a sentence is the boat reached the shore. The similar meaning is capacity, achieve, gain, etc. And the next word is mature. It is an adjective, and the meaning is complete in a natural growth or development as plant and animal form. The example in a sentence is a mature rose bush, and similar meaning sophisticated, bloom, grow. And then the next is vigorous. It is an adjective, and the meaning is powerful in an action or event. In a sentence, vigorous law enforcement. and there is a several similar meaning. It is a active priest efficient. And then the last word is unadopted. It is a adjective, and the meaning is not called in question, accepted as beyond doubt, undisputed. And the example in a sentence is the next is evaluate what you have read. How does it fit into what you already think and know? It fit into what we already think and know. This article contains the stage of knowledge of English in primary school children. They have the ability gradually. In this article, it is also explained that the children have different intelligence, so it fit into what we already think and know. And then, does it confirm your ideas, add to them, conflict with them? This article adds to my ideas about the stage of primary school age children on the way they learn English. Besides that, this article also discussed quite clearly the stage of the children accompanied by real example. This article explained the example of the stage of the children. So this article adds to my ideas about the stage of primary school children. And then if there are opinions, do you agree or disagree with them? There is an opinion in this article that says that I mentioned this only to prove that he was not the kind of academically brilliant kid from whom one would expect this lively interest in English to be a problem. With this opinion, I agree with the statement in this article because, of course, each children has a different intelligence that each child will also face English problem to develop their abilities. Okay, that's all about our presentation. Thank you for your attention and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.